All right, I think we're live. All right, guys. Hey, hello. Thank you for watching The Real with Rachel. I'm a local realtor with RE/MAX Achievers. I am bringing you some info. I've got a fabulous guest today, Marlene Campini from Old Republic Home Protection. So she's our sponsor for the first half of the show. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, share, tag, chase, whatever you need to do to follow us to get some information about real estate and also some third-party information in the surrounding communities. We love to just provide stuff that has to do with our communities, right? Let's give you some information. So we are talking home warranties today. And with that said, let's start off first with word of the week. And the word of the week is down payment. So I'm going to read it here since I don't have it up on my screen, so bear with me. It's down payment, so we got to know what that is. It involves money. It is the amount of liquid cash a home buyer pays at the time of closing. So that is typically, most people think it's 20%, but that's not always the case. There are loan products out there right now that are no money for your down payment, really. There's the 20% conventional, 5% conventional, 10%, 15%, then there's FHA. So there's all different kinds of products, but the down payment is the portion that a home buyer needs to bring. It can't be a seller credit, can't be covered by the seller through credits. It has to be straight from the buyer. So that's your down payment and it goes towards the purchase price. So that's less of, let's say you're buying a house for $100,000, you put $20,000 down, that means you are financing the $80,000 that's left over. I think I just mathed right. So there you go, down payment. That's the word of the week. All right, let's jump into it. Home warranty question time.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so the first question for you is gonna be, what is a home warranty? I know we talked about this before. This is actually our second go around. We'll keep it real, right? We did this once before.
Yes, we did.
We had a little bit of an error. I think we're good with our audio and everything else. So yeah, let me know if you guys are getting something that's not. I'll check my live streaming page too to see what's happening. And so yeah, it looks like we're okay. So guys, if you have audio that's not coming through, let me know. But what's a home warranty?
I like to think of a home warranty as a protection plan, a budget protection plan. So think of all of your systems and appliances from the walls inside.
Okay.
Okay, so you have all your appliances, you have your HVAC, your plumbing, your electrical. All those things are the heartbeat of your home.
Absolutely. It's a great way to put it.
And we help with protection on those systems should they fail, misfunction, need replacement. That is the heart of a home warranty.
It's kind of like the bones and the muscles and the inner workings, and it's like you have health insurance and you have house insurance, but this is kind of like an added protection.
Exactly. We have insurance on our cell phones, so why wouldn't we protect the biggest investment we have in our lives?
I think I have double insurance on my phone because I go through them so quickly thanks to all my children. I'm blaming it on them, but really it's me dropping it. So that makes sense. Now, who do they benefit? I know that this is something, for me, example, that I will purchase in a transaction when we're in escrow for my buyers to cover them if it's part of the negotiations, right? So that they have that coverage typically for a year from settlement. Or for my sellers, it's a good marketing tool for the buyers that, hey, at settlement, you're gonna get a home protection, home warranty plan that's gonna cover you for a year from settlement forward. And there's also seller coverage once you order it. Mm-hmm. So once you sign on for a listing, boom, clickety clack, you can order the home warranty and you're covered while you're in that marketing phase and through the escrow time frame. So it's something that realtors order for their clients.
Correct.
Now, let's say, so I go on and I can order it through my portal. Now, is that something that a consumer can renew after their year term is up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we will notify them, snail mail, email, any contact that we have for them. We will, several months prior to expiration, we will remind them and, of course, encourage them to continue the use of the warranty.
Yes,
to protect their investment.
Yeah, I always tell my guys, I'm like, guys, listen, you're going to get a little love note from Old Republic. Hey, make sure you pay attention to it and renew it because once you lose that coverage, guess what? You're on your own. So let's talk about, well, we talked about you can renew them every year, right? So boom, there's that. And how long have you known that people like have these coverages for like 10 plus years? I'm curious.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just
yeah.
think about
Because if a service claim is ever made, I receive the cards,
Oh, yeah,
so
we'll show those.
I can see. And I can see when the plan became effective, and then of course to the date, and I'm like, wow, you know.
I know.
this
I'm
is
excited
really-
to show them those because that's pretty cool, actually. All right, so let's just jump. I'm going to switch screens, guys, and look at what is going on here. This is our homepage for Old Republic Home Protection. So my agent buddies, there's a toolbox right there. Homeowners, you have a little link that you can click in right there, and then of course your contractor connection. And this is just their main page, reviews and all that other fun stuff. And then let's jump to my favorite. Let's get right into it about the different plans that are offered and the different levels of coverage, so to say. So you've got the seller's coverage, which is right there. Obviously, all the little dots are highlighted. And then you've got what I kind of consider the basic, the essential. So what's the difference between essential and standard? It looks like there's just some extra protection here for washer and dryer. Is that usually
Correct.
what it is?
Correct.
Okay, so if you want the washer and dryer, then make sure you hit the standard, which I think I typically do. Then you've got the ultimate, which is the step up, and then you've got the platinum, which is the, I think we called that the, what did we call it last time?
The Grand Mac Daddy.
The Grand Mac Daddy.
That is an industry leading plan.
I love it.
It truly is.
I love it, I love it. And so then it also lets you see the trade call fees, which guys, that's kind of similar to like a deductible. So there's a $75 deductible or a $100 deductible for each call that you make for service. Let me jump back to that screen so you guys can see exactly what the coverage is. All right, I'm just gonna read it down. So we've got the heater systems, right? Your HVAC, your air conditioner, ductwork. Okay, I don't know if we talked about that last. So ductwork, that pertains to that. Drain line stoppages, plumbing pipe leaks, toilets, water heater, built-in jetted bathtub, fabulous. Your instant hot water cold dispenser, garbage disposal, water pressure regulator, sump pump, electrical systems, exhaust, attic, ceiling, whole house fans, garage door opener. Really?
Really?
Central vacuum, that's very cool. The rekey service. Have you had people use the rekey service?
Absolutely. And we kind of like to remind you, hey, it's another touch point for you to reach out to your client. Hey, remind your client now that they've moved in to utilize that rekey service for a trade call fee of $75 or $100. They can have up to six. Yes, six locks.
Oh, wow. And that's
4
pretty.
keys each.
Okay, there you go. So I didn't know that. And actually recently I had a client ask me about that. And I'll be honest, I was like, hey, if it's in there, let's do it. And they actually did utilize that service. So thanks to, Old Republic, they did. So they did use it and they liked it. And it was pretty easy. And I think that it's a little bit more cost effective than having a locksmith come out and redo that whole thing. So
Right.
if it's covered and you've got the home protection, I would say go ahead and use it. Let's keep going down the list. So, rekey service, dishwasher, boom boom, trash compactor, kitchen exhaust fan, oven range cooktop, built-in microwave, the good old washer and dryer, kitchen refrigerator, and then you've got the ultimate enhancements, which I absolutely love. The refrigerant recapture, reclaim and disposal, code upgrades, permits, haul-away, and cranes. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so code upgrades. Explain what that might be.
So let's say we have an HVAC system that needs replacing and it's old.
Okay.
Well, there are going to be permits that have to be pulled and code violations, meaning we have to bring it up to code. And in order to do that, it's costly. We have to pay, our contractors have to pay the county and all those fees.
Yeah.
So
County.
we cover part of those fees when we upgrade systems.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's something that most homeowners don't think about. Let me
Right.
tell you right now, they really don't think about that. And being having builder insight, maybe being married to one, I know that permit fees can get a little bit costly. So let's keep going. All right, let's see. Increased coverage for manufacturer's warranty, increased coverage for plumbing items and stoppages, mismatched systems and proper installation. So you guys really have the option to come in and rectify issues from the past if you're servicing some type of equipment that needs that rectification.
Correct.
And then I also love the increased coverage for zone controls and specific HVAC systems. I can talk. I also love the optional coverage, guys, and this is something that I really use a lot, especially when we're kind of in renegotiations during the escrow timeframe through inspections. If there's a roof, for example, that looks to be decent for the most part, but maybe there's a shingle that needs to be fixed, right? We asked the seller obviously to fix that, but thinking ahead in the future, hey, what can we do to protect ourselves? Let's add roof coverage. So that's something that can be added too. If you see limited roof leak repair right here, I'm going to put my mouse right over it. You can also add, is that ornamental fountain? That's new.
That is new this year.
Yeah, swimming pool spa equipment. I've done this before, the preseason HVAC tune-up, the outdoor kitchen. Guys, how fabulous is that as we get into spring? If you have an outdoor kitchen, you can get it covered. Yes. What does that typically cover? Like the refrigerator? What's outside in an outdoor kitchen?
Well, you have your grilling, your cooktop, your refrigerator.
All that fun stuff.
All that fun stuff.
I think I've seen outdoor dishwashers though. That probably isn't covered. That's very extreme. However, I think I've seen like the little guys. We'll keep moving along. I get excited over stuff like that. Well pump, booster pump. Enhanced slab leak, we've talked about that on the last one. That's typically something we don't see unless it's just a slab. A lot of houses, a majority of the houses in this territory have basements, so that's kind of a not counting thing. And then one of my other favorites is the septic tank pumping septic system sewage ejector pump coverage. That is something that you can add as well. So you've got all these little doodads that you can add on, which I think is really, really cool, especially if, you know, in our territories there are some pumps, there are septic systems. So adding that, there are pools. You can add that additional coverage, which I think is pretty cool.
It is.
And then it still falls under your platinum plan, and then you can just add to it. Can you add these optional coverages with the standard and ultimate plans too, or do you have to have the platinum plan?
No, you can add them with the other plans as well.
Stuff? That's awesome. That's very good to know. And then again, just continue to renew it. That covered my next question of can you add extra coverage? All right. What is the most common thing that you see covered, that you see service calls for, that people are utilizing the home protection plan for?
The biggest one, the biggest two, I think they're neck and neck, is of course your air conditioning system, especially now that we have transitioned and phased out R22 Freon.
Yes, I didn't know about that, so that was really cool to learn when we did take 1.1, 1.2. That was really cool to learn. So what's happening? They're phasing out Freon?
So as of December 31st, 2019,
okay.
R22 Freon is no longer produced or imported into the U.S., meaning we have made our complete transition into Puron 410A.
Very cool.
Now you have to step back. The supply and demand of that means as our refrigerant of Freon decreases, the prices skyrocket.
Because of the demand, supply and demand, just like houses.
Exactly. And with our Platinum Protection Plan, we cover the cost of refrigerant.
That's so nice.
100%.
And that's stuff people don't think about, right? Especially, I don't even, as a homeowner, as a consumer, you know, I'm like, oh, how do these flowers look? Oh, that paint color. You know, those are the things when you buy a home or even when you're selling, you're thinking about the visual things, and sometimes it's hard to remember the important things that are, like you said, behind the walls, and those are usually our big ticket items, the items that are going to cost the most. So it is nice that this is something that's offered. So that was one. What's the second one that you see covered? Did you say the second one?
The second one probably has to be the water heater. I see a lot of service cards come in for that, and that's a costly, you know, thing too. You're looking at about $2,500. You know, so that can hit somebody's, especially as you're moving in, you're trying to furnish and paint, and all of a sudden you get hit with a $2,500 bill.
And I kid you not, it's like the nature of the beast.
Exactly.
I feel like, you know what I mean? That's always, I have had people call, even recently, like, oh man, you know, the second I moved in, we've got this issue, we got this issue, and it's like, oh, you know, call Home Warranties.
I had that on my personal house. I moved in, and within the first 6 months, I had my well pump break, and then my washer died, and it was all in the first 6 months. So, you know, it happens to me too. It's reality.
Yeah, it is. It's reality. But again, it's nice to have additional coverage. All right, so let's see. I want to show you guys, before we get into our market update, because that's the second half of our show, or the little last blurb of our show, we have postcards. So when I refer my clients, or when I sign them up for the home warranty coverage through Old Republic, and this is a surprise, I didn't even know that this happened, through the year, you know, after they had closed, I would get these lovely little love letter postcards, and it showed exactly what services had been rendered, what had been used from Old Republic, and then it also gave an idea of what the costs were. So that's really cool. Do you get those too, don't you?
I get those. I will forward them to you. And again, that is a touch point for you as an agent to reach out to your client and keep that relationship going.
And say, hey.
And say, hey, by the way.
How's it going? Make sure you renew. All right, I'm going to switch screens so you guys can see. This one I think is super, super cool. And this was recent too, right? I think we talked about this on take one.
I think that was February.
Yeah. And so what does it say? Air conditioner, refrigerant recapture, heating, forced air. So again, this was an HVAC issue. So services rendered. So that's what's been paid out. What's yellow circled?
What's yellowed is what's been paid out since the beginning of the plan.
Wow.
And the top one is what was paid out for that particular call.
That's insane. So what's the most expensive home warranty? Let's talk about that, because I want to compare and contrast real quick, because I think that this is important. So bear with me while I switch screens. So if that's over $3,000, right? I'm going to put back up on the screen, guys, the most expensive home warranty coverage before you add options. So let's look at it. $640. So would you rather spend $640, maybe adding a few different optional coverages if it pertains to you? Would you rather spend the $640 or the thousands and thousands of dollars? So it's worth it.
It is.
Definitely worth it. And I think 9 times out of 10, during the real estate transaction, there's always a home warranty involved. With my clients, there is. So at least you're getting that coverage for that year. And then I want to show another one, which is really, really cool. So bear with me. How many postcards do you typically get like that a week? Do you get a lot of those a week?
I get a nice stack every week.
Are you just like, oh my goodness gracious?
I do, and it makes me feel good to know, they're being protected.
Yeah,
and we are. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and that's pay our claims.
This is a good one, because I think the last one that we just looked at showed the very first service that had been, because the numbers match. So obviously it's the beginning of the year. This is another good one, because she was talking about the total services rendered and then for that call. So this will give an idea of what a call looks like. So here's the second postcard. This one, it looks like it was $195 that was sent out for plumbing drywall repair. So drywall repair happens as well. So that's pretty cool. If that system's affected. So if there's a plumbing leak, then they'll fix the drywall. They're not going to come out and redo your drywall, correct?
No,
Let's be realistic.
That's if we have to get behind the wall. Then
okay. Yeah. So if they cut open the wall to get to that plumbing leak, they're going to fix what was hacked into to get to that issue.
Correct.
So again, that was $195, and then the total services rendered to date, that was $2,229. Looks like this one was from October. So just to give you an idea of what people are utilizing, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, again, still, even if this is $2,000 versus the $3,000, that's a significant. I mean, that's like 4 times, if I'm mathing right. That's 4 times what you would pay for.
Absolutely.
Pretty much, a little shy of 4 times. So again, that value is just incredible. So is there anything else that we need to talk about for the home warranty plans and how people can do it? The website is orhp.com.
Correct.
So Old Republic Home Warranty. Here's a little look at their logo. We'll put that back up on the screen. All of my stuff wants to die on me. And again, I think that agents, I've used these pretty much for my whole career that I've been doing this. I don't remember how I got hooked on it, but I'm happy. I've never left. Love it. There's obviously a lot of other brands out there, but I think that this one is the most significant, the most cost effective. You see the biggest return on investment. So I really like this one for my clients, and I will continue to use it. You got me for life. So yeah, let's do some quick market updates. The second half of our show is brought to you by Frederick.com and Frederick County Facebook page. Please like, follow, comment, and share. So let's get into it. Frederick, coming soon. You guys, we have 59 houses coming soon. I've been begging and pleading for everybody to sell their house so we can get stuff going. All my stuff's under contract. I think I closed 4 last week. Got another one closing this week. Stuff is moving. My buyers are in multiple offer situations. It is a little bit stressful. You can see the gray. I am begging for more inventory. So if you're thinking about selling, let me know. Send me a text, message me, do what you need to do. So we've got 59 coming soon. We have 664 active. So we're still kind of right in that area. We've been bouncing in between the 600s and 700s as things go under contract. For our Howard County folks, there are 78 properties that are coming soon. Again, you are not going to see that on Zillow or Realtor.com. We also have 479 active. Howard, you're slacking a little bit in the active department. Montgomery, of course, is going to knock it out of the park as usual, at 129 coming soon. Then we have 1,353 that are active, so we're getting some inventory increases there. And then are coming soon for our good old Carroll County folks. Carroll is always in the last place. But that's okay, it's just because we don't have a lot, we have more farms. 34 coming soon. Active is 387. So if you guys want to know what's happening in the coming soon status and you're like, hey, Rachel, I want to see what's coming soon in my neighborhood, let me know. I will send you a link because it can only be sent directly from our MLS. Again, you cannot see that on consumer websites. And then now our stats are in for what's sold in February between the 4 counties. That's how I lumped them in. I did Frederick, Howard, Carroll, and Montgomery. What sold last year, February 2019, and what closed this year in February 20. What do you think was more, last year or this year?
I'm going to say last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought so too. Because last year was a premature spring market too, like it
Yeah.
is this year. But actually, 1,257 closed in February last year, and this year it was 1,424.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
This year's better.
We're moving.
We are moving, but the problem is that we just still don't have a lot. I mean, buyers, I think we just hit a 50-year low in the interest rates. And I'm like, what can I buy? What can I buy?
Right.
So I think all the buyers are trying to execute and get things done, but all the sellers are kind of like, eh. And I've noticed that also, I think I was just talking about this with my mom, and she's my little real estate go-to person too, that some sellers are afraid because there's not enough inventory for them to find something.
Right.
So there are solutions to that. And that's our good old home of choice contingency. So if you did want to sell now, guys, you can put your house in the market and then have a contingency in there that you need to find a home of your choice. And that can be anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. And hey, it's just a buyer. This is what you got to take type of situation. Everything is negotiable. So that is it. On Thursday, we are having a guest. I know we're doing 2 shows this week, but Marlene and I did one last week and it didn't go down so well. So this week on Thursday, we're going to have John Mosman from Well Water Solutions come. We're going to talk all things wells, water testing, what to test for, what lenders require, and he's just a plethora of information. I'm super excited to have him on, and thank you so much, Marlene, for coming on. This is the second time she's been in the studio, so we've had plenty of practice. How can people reach you?
There's a couple ways. You can go onto our website at www.orhp.com and you can find my link there. If not, you can reach out to me on a text or a phone call, and my cell phone number is 410-802-8101. And then my email is marlenec, and that's MARLENEC @orhp.com.
Yep, and I'm a big texter. She's a big texter. I think that's the way to do it. And then, of course, guys, you can always reach out on Facebook, here on YouTube, whatever links you need to. I'm also going to put links to everything in the description. So hopefully the audio was okay for this show and everything is working. Everyone's hearing us. We look fabulous. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in. We would love to have your feedback. What you want to hear, anything about the community, anything about real estate, anything about home warranties. If you have questions, I'll share that with Marlene because I know there's always a lot of questions on that stuff and it's hard to cover everything in a short amount of time. But I will link also that brochure that you saw so you can go back and really see, hey, what's covered, what would I benefit from? And then agents, there's also a way that you can get in there to the toolbox as well, which I think is really cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and tune in on Thursday with John. We'll talk water and we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.